Recession, long time ago, 2005, a lot of white people start killing themselves because they never been broke. That's a recession. Some folk go postal, you know what I'm saying? So black folk just tend to choose violence. Everybody got their way of acting out when they hit a certain rock bottom.
Okay, introduce yourself for us and tell us where you from.
It's your boy VL, Trap Pastor. I'm out the 6, East Atlanta.
For sure, man. VL, man. I've been trying to get up with you, man. I'm glad you're here, man.
I already know, bro. Both of us be busy, but it's up now, though.
Nah, for sure. VL, man, I know you got a story, bro. You know what I'm saying? You speak on it just in your day-to-day content, posting, music, just how you carry yourself every day, man. Can you kind of like, you know, walk us through that early beginnings, what that was like for you?
Well, my testimony just like everybody else, but you know, some of us don't have no choice, and what we see outside is what we fall a victim to. So that way pretty much went hand in hand with me, because I had a mom and a daddy, but it was like I was enticed by the finer things, so that way that's what took play in me. So I went through the motions of the good and the bad.
Nah, for sure, 100%. Shit, how would you describe, like, you know, like, you say you had your mom and dad, like, what was that like? Because I know a lot of people didn't have that.
Yeah, what I mean, we weren't in the same household, but I still can go down the weekend. Sure. So that play a part. Like, for instance, a child with no dad or a child with no mother, like, they can go up real fast, and by meaning that is, like, they ain't watched by both parents, so you get the leeway. You know what I'm saying? So in the hood, if your dad ain't there throughout the day, you can get to run over your mama if you're a boy. Even some females run over their mama because their father figure ain't there. So that way, I used to take advantage, not on no bad tip, but just I ain't have no father figure, so I was running wild. And that play a part if you ain't got both. So on the weekend, my daddy, but he was a Rolling Stone too. So I was looking after his ways though. So, but just to have both on, it was a gift.
100%. What do you feel like one of your early lessons in your childhood regarding your mother and father, like what that was like you have on, what was that?
It was good to a certain extent till I seen like, just say your father, he move on, right. Then he have more kids, you find emotion, then it ain't just you no more. So then you start growing up fast because you feel like you ain't the only child no more. So that's why a lot of kids grow up fast too.
For sure. And when you start experiencing these type of thoughts and emotions, like, was there ever any conversation with you and your pops about these type of things?
Nah, and that's where we went wrong at. So I tell any kid, communicate with your parents. Even if you think they too hood or too this, that they ain't gonna listen. Cause I felt like my father didn't listen. So that's why I was acting out, doing other stuff. That's why a lot of kids act out to be real, because they ain't getting the attention they need. You can have both parents, but they ain't getting you that right grasp of parenting. Right. You'll act out different ways. That's why a lot of people join the game too. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really deep like that.
For sure. So what would you say to those that, you know, that feel like, you know, their parents, you know, kind of like stuck in that, you know, traumatic mentality where they don't want to communicate? What advice would you give to them?
Work with your parents, because I was the type, like, I knew what my daddy was going through. Even when my mama had her rant, like, fuck your daddy, he ain't my son. I still know you want to lay it down with him if you want shit. You know what I'm saying? So he got some potential. He probably be going through something. You got to give your parents a chance, mama or dad. You see what I'm saying? So I tell any kid that's acting out or going through something, just communicate. Keep trying, don't give up, because you don't get number one mama, one dad.
For sure. That's real. So, okay, fast forward, you know, teenage years. You know?
I got put out at 12, so I started at 12. My teenage years started at 12. I ain't really get put out. It just my mama sent me with my dad. He was in the trap, but after my dad, I was with my dad like a year or two. So I was 14. He put me out, so I had to go live with my friend, sleep on his floor. So my partner Sly, he took me in at 14, just to be real. So I was doing too much at my dad's house. He like, shit, you think you grown, go ahead, go on out there, see what it like. But my partner stayed on the block, Sly. So he welcomed me in. So that's when I hit the port, really at 14 though. I had my first child at 15.
What was that adjustment like? Like going from Mom Dukes, you know, to your pops, like what was that like?
That's what I wanted. I wanted that life where my dad was hanging, because he was hanging in the trap. See what I'm saying? So I wanted that. So I wanted to go through everything I went through. Now that I look back at it, the chain gang, everything, I wanted that way back then, because I wanted to see how he was living. So that's why you hear me say certain stuff like I don't regret nothing I went through, because I signed up for a lot of it.
For sure. So 12, fast forward, you know, after that, what was the first like real street moment for you?
I don't have a lot of street moments, but I feel like my first child, because my baby mama had to leave her family and come sleep on my partner floor with me. So that was kind of crazy. Cause you know what I'm saying? Cause you can leave your whole house to come sleep with me, so I like, damn, I'm really a father. But I still was thugging at the point, but that was my first thing, like that I got a child, but I'm still thugging though, you know what I'm saying? So that's my first incident that woke me up. That's good, not even bad. Like I don't have all the bad situations, lost all the partners at a young age, but that situation then, with my baby mama sleeping on me, we had to go get us a spot. So that what growed me up, like that right there, like I'm sleeping on my partner floor.
How old was you at that time when your baby mama had to do that?
15.
So 15,
I had my first child at 15.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? I had 4, then it went to, every year I have a child. I got 4 kids, you know what I'm saying? They all back to back. So that's how I was getting them out the way, but I ain't noticed it.
So mentally, when you're 15 years old, right? I mean, because I'm thinking about when I was 15. You know what I'm saying? And shoot, it was a lot going on. Only thing is, I just ain't had no kids. So 15, you know what I mean? Your girl's sleeping on your pop's floor. And now it's like, I'm a father and I gotta basically get right and provide. Mentally, how did you like process and attack that challenge? Because I mean, that the average 15-year-old.
Well, that went out a negative came because you'll choose the streets. At first it be fast, then the streets will get slow. Because for one, you got other people out there with bigger stuff than you. So that'll lead you to taking other people's shit, which is lame. You know what I'm saying? So then you doing that. Then you doing anything, odd job, whatever you can do. So you end up finding yourself doing anything. So that's why a lot of niggas be stressed out, doing drugs. That's why a lot of niggas be angry because they can't make the next meal for their kids or the next bill. You see what I'm saying? So you have to find your hustle. That's where find your hustle come in. It's hard to find a hustle. You know what I'm saying? So to the ones who find a hustle, you have to salute them because it's hard to maintain for your family. So when hard times hit, that one, now you got folk, recession a long time ago, 2005, a lot of white people start killing themselves because they never been broke. That's a recession. Some folk go postal, you know what I'm saying? So black folk just tend to choose violence. Everybody got their way of acting out when they hit a certain rock bottom, you know what I'm saying? Black folk just tend violence, you know what I'm saying? Just how we were, how we is.
So in that moment, you know, that transition to your life, kind of going into manhood kind of early, at any point, did you feel like violence had to become part of your like day-to-day to survive?
Yeah, because it was happening to us with other hood wars and how you survive. So if you every day, for instance, you got certain people who just born into a war, inheriting beef, born into hustling. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that just it's politics. You born into politics. Some you can't help. So that just what it be like. A lot of folks really don't have a chance till you find out like, okay, it's the way out. But certain folks really ain't got a way out.
Sure. And for a lot of us, I remember like, you know, a lot of us get to that point in that teenage years, you know, like you said, when you hop off the porch and, you know, basically get a taste of the streets and seeing what it's first like. Do you remember like, you know, you being young, that teenage years, like 15 going up, probably even before then. Do you remember like getting your first pistol? Yeah,
because it like, you had to have a gun. You had to have a gun back there when I say I jumped out the port because you on the corner with different personalities. So the average 12-year-old got a gun in my neighborhood. In Atlanta really, because how the streets bang right now. Yet alone the other cities, they younger than that once they learn how to curse. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking them, I think 6-7 pounds of pressure to shoot a gun. You know what I'm saying? So everybody have a gun. So 12 years old, 13, you already got a gun. You already looking at music videos and all this. So yeah.
So speaking of guns, we know a lot of people lose their life to it. You know, a lot of violence behind it under different circumstances, many circumstances. Do you remember the first moment where, you know, you may have been affected by gun violence at all?
When I got shot, I got shot. I've been shot twice, but it was on 2 different occasions, being in the wrong place at the wrong time. So
what was that first time like?
One of my partners, God bless the dead, he had got into it. So my other part, I mean, I was supposed to be in the halfway house. So I was, you know, in the halfway house you can get passes and you can skip out. So I'm doing what I ain't supposed to be doing. I'm in the hood at my partner's spot. But God bless the dead, my other partner, Brian, he had lost his life due to a female. So while we playing cards, on the time I supposed to be in the halfway house, his phone ring. My partner Sly, he like, my partner Fred hit like, hey, yeah, bro, I just got into it. So the hood he get into it with, my partner girl live over there. Soon he hang up with him, his phone ring again from his girl. She getting into it in the same project. They how the devil work. Fast forward, he bought that ride. Ooh, remind you, I gotta be in the halfway house in an hour. My pass up. His mama screaming, don't let my son go. So me being me, I'm like, damn, let's pack up. Me, my girl, her friend, and my daughter. We following him over there. But remind you, I supposed to be in the halfway. I ain't got no blinking to call me because I supposed to be in the halfway house. Long story short, we follow him to the project. He pull up, I stay at the hill at the top of the apartment. I tell my girl, just wait, cause we can't pull in there in harm's way. He meet my other little partner, they pull down in there. Fast forward, shots rang out. They didn't get shot. We trying to pull out. I guess they see us too, like we with them. So they, some kind of way the project made, they block us in to hit up the car, so the car get hit. God saved the car but me, so I get hit in the back. Keep going, my girl, long fast forward, my girl pull over, whatever, take me to the house. It went through the window, came through the back seat, and it just stuck on my back, so it was just like a flesh wound. It ain't go all the way in, so I got wrapped up and stuff and everything. They did me right. I went back to the halfway house. God got me out of the situation, you know what I mean? Some more shit happened, but that was my first witnessing. I always thought I couldn't, nothing couldn't happen to me. I always thought I couldn't go to jail. I was getting away with so much. So he humbled me real quick. So that was my first time witnessing it myself.
So after that time, you know, boom, you end up getting shot, circumstances go left. Like, are you familiar with PTSD?
Yeah, everybody got it. Like, PTSD, like I say, everybody don't see the dead body in my neighborhood. No matter if they had to walk outside and just see it. It take 4 or 5 hours for the crime scene to come pick a person up in the hood right now. They gonna take 5 hours to get there. So a battle blow up this big, if you know what I mean, triggering whatever it calls. So we see all that. And you'll see it till it's sad, till you'll go pulling out your phone, till you keep playing, bashing and bouncing the ball. You hear everybody, you know what I'm saying? So you see this so much where you numb to it. It numb you up to it like, all right, cool. Then that's when revenge and stuff come back. You know what I'm saying? So ain't no more tears. Unless it's just somebody you really love, that's for the moment. The next day it'll be revenge. So it's just a never ending game.
For sure. And in the moments where you feel triggered, like, you know, what do you do?
Now I got kids. So everything have to think around them, like what they'll do in this situation. If it ain't them or just the money, like ain't really nothing to crash out, cause everything else can be handled in different ways now. So that's what anybody gotta do who got something going on. Like you gotta handle your business in a different way. You can't crash out. That's just period. Like you gotta read between the lines. You can't crash out. Like you gotta think about your family, everything. Just don't be no crash out.
So with your kids and the experiences that you have in such little time, what is your advice to your sons?
Don't follow my path. Don't see what you see and think this it. Because like what you see, it can take nights, it can take years to get. Ain't nothing overnight, and a lot of people get caught up in that overnight. That way their pocket watching and the hanging and all that come in there because they feel like I can have it. That way the taking come in that you been on work for your shit hard and motherfucker feel like I just want that. You can't get that overnight. But they feel they can take everything from you in one take. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta grind. You just gotta grind for what you want. You gotta stay humble. That's how I look at all of it though.
So in the events of these particular things that we're talking about, do you feel that you operate from a survival mentality or living mentality?
Survival, because I don't survive the streets, droughts, regular shit, average shit. I don't work before, I don't did it all, I don't experience it all, you know what I'm saying? So I got a testimony better than a story, you know what I'm saying? I know people can learn from what I be saying because I don't been through everything they going through. I promise I have, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I be like.
That's real, that's real. And you call yourself the trap pastor, right? Why?
Because I don't been through everything they been through and I can speak on every topic, even if it's the borrowing sugar or he facing this or she cheating what to do or whatever go on in that Section 8 or them housings, I'm speaking on that. Like I don't really make party music. I make reality music, like project music, you know what I'm saying? Cause that's what I'm talking about, that's what I see, that's what I've been through. I ain't really rapping about nothing I don't heard or what I don't just seen, you You know what I'm saying? Or what I done did. That's the difference.
100%. And I know that trust, like we living in times where, you know, relationships right now is at like an all-time like kind of strife. Like it's like, and I'm not even just saying man and woman, just even amongst, you know, man and men and women, just genuine relationships is just kind of like tough right now. What is your perspective and what does trust look like to you?
I feel like it be loyalty, really. Like, if they ain't got loyalty, it ain't gonna work. That was cruise related. But ever since Cash Money No Limit broke up, I knew it was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at the rap game. To your relationship, you just have to communicate with everybody, bro. You have to communicate with everybody. Communication, like, take you a long way with everything in life. That's something I learned. No communication, ego is gonna bump. So you just have to communicate with your relationships, everything in life. If they can't communicate, they ain't meant to be in your presence. So that's how I deal with life. So I don't, know what I mean? Obligation is a sin. I ain't looking for too much out of nobody.
Nah, that's real. That's real. I heard you mention like the chain gang. Have you ever been to prison?
Yeah. 3-4 times, but it was skit bids. Yeah, it was out throughout the year, like, but that what made me too, because a lot of people you love gonna let you down in them times, but they might not have it then, they don't know how to tell you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I give people pad, because shit, I don't been slow and the partner don't call me before and I don't have to tell them, but ugly right now, I ain't never lied to them because a nigga don't wanna hear no lie, nigga trying to make stove. But I don't been let down, but ain't nobody obligated. So that's why you have to mold yourself up to never need nobody. That's where that come from. But chain gang, I done been there and it made me a better person.
For sure. That first experience in prison, what was that like? Like first time, I'm talking about like very first night.
I think I cried the first night. And after that, I went to thugging because I really wanted to go. The first night I cried, like, cause I was away, like, goddamn, far hell, 1,000,000 miles, no, I ain't gonna get no visitation. You know what I'm saying? That when the hood was still up, boy. I ain't no hoe coming to see you back then, boy. There's 1,000 more niggas on the corner. Anyway, it like, after that, now, like, damn, really in chain gang. But I went to doing what I seen to an old nigga calming down, like, boy, your ass gonna die. You need to sit down, you thugging. This ain't the street, bro. You know what I mean? This shit faster than the street. So I was like, how nigga ain't no scraps in here? He like, boy, you ain't gonna die quicker. So I was like, all right, I kinda seen what it was, I was tripping. So it really fucked me up the first night I cried. But other than that though, I really wanted to experience it. All the other times they went to bank cause I had kids. So then I was like, damn, I'm leaving my little girls out there with niggas and my son. And that first time it really didn't really do nothing. The second, third time it hit me then cause I had kids and I knew about life.
So you say like, you did a couple of like bids. What was like the crazy experience, the craziest thing you seen?
Crazy shit I seen was, we had some shit called Magic Shade. And the nigga play with that, like, he try to fuck you up, so they'll mix it up. If a nigga pour Magic Shade on you, like, that shit'll burn your skin. So I seen, I think it was a young nigga fucking with an older nigga who wouldn't really like that. So he just kept, you know, you push a cat in the corner, they'll fuck you up. So the old nigga laying on like, it's all good, so I ain't think nothing about it. So it's like a next day, same time, TV room. Like, I just see a nigga walk up, post some shit on nigga like, and start hitting him. So when I look, like it like shit off a movie, nigga skin was peeling, like he was just hollering. So that was some crazy shit I seen, like a nigga whip up some chemicals and burn your shit up, like nothing you can do, he was hollering like. So that was some crazy shit to see. Fuck a knife, that was like a nigga pouring something on you, like burning your skin, so that shit fucked me up.
What you do after you seen something like that?
I slept with one eye open like a year.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm up playing cards all night, I don't want to sleep. So I just realized you fucking with dude though.
For sure. Doing them bids, how do you think like that affected your kids?
Yeah, get what's so crazy, right? Like my kid, they so standoffish and so don't talk about nothing like me that I just brought that up to them, like why we be riding like a few years ago, they were like, I was like, did y'all meet me? They were like, yeah. And then a lot of them in separate households, so, you know, they like, yeah, Dad, we forgive you, but, you know what I'm saying, we understand what you're going through. That's what I tell every other kid, though, because my kid understand what I was going through, even with other females, if I ain't in their household, though. See what I'm saying? So it's just like, you have to tell them what's going on and not communicate, but your child see everything, though, so it do something to them when you ain't in the household.
For sure. And, you know, just like where you are today as a man, like if you could like run into a younger you, right? Like if you could run into your younger self, what would you tell yourself?
Invest, stay in school, and do it right, because ain't too much you can do out here. It's hard to be the next basketball player, hard to be the next rapper. So I would have just did it right. Like I seen a lot of my classmates do it where I was trying to be a clown. And that's what you get caught up in. So anybody looking at it who's still in school, like, you gotta make school fun. That's what I tell my kids, you gotta make school fun, cause we be tripping about the 8 to 2 or the 8 to 3 when we be in school. But the world really still asleep. Ain't nobody outside yet, but I ain't really know that back then because niggas really get to the trap or the project because it's fun. So it ain't really nothing going on.
Still early when we get out of
school.
school.
Yeah, so anybody listen, shit, you might well wait to 3 till you get out of school, then turn up and make school fun and be that motherfucker who want to be like you, like shout to pass and any turn. That's what I tell my kid. You can drive what you want in school as long as you pass.
For sure. And like we living in some crazy times right now, man, where it's a lot going on. I mean, it's a lot going on, especially out here in Atlanta, as we all know, and just all over, man.
Yeah.
You know, recent situation, you know, man, God bless the dead, rest in peace, PNB Rock. We have it where a lot of the narratives is that, you know, being a rapper is a dangerous job. I know you pretty sure you heard that before. In situations where, you know, when we talk about the things of like, you know, moving right and moving militant and very strategic and things like that, like, what is your take on like moving properly in these type of circumstances?
Young Thug say I spend more money than I make on security. I'm the same way, bro. I could be going to a hood club, I got security. Like that what it is, like you gotta make it home. You going to them states that's like that, bro. If you know somebody that'll check in, ain't getting no nigga no money. It putting up on your homeboy, getting some fire, or getting with somebody who got some fire. You can't move like that there. Like you got certain cities where you can do what you want and just move around till you just standing out. Like I'm from a town where you can make $1 million when nobody know here. But it's certain towns ain't going for that. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta move militant. You really gotta stay dangerous. Ain't no stay safe. So you know you got on jury, bro, you really gotta have security. Or you gotta have niggas with you. You going to them cities that like, bro, California, speak on California, you don't never see no big rappers with jury on out there. Think about it. To the old school, they got big chains when they go into a ward or something, but they ain't just walking around their own city with jury on. You know what I mean? Think about it. If they ain't 100 deep, the average LA rapper ain't walking around like other cities. You tripping. You can't be really just showing off in front of the wolves if you ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you gotta look at LA, cause LA on that. They've been on that for years. And that particular Roscoe, if you used to listen to Game, if you old enough, Game rapped about that already. His partner wanted to go there, he said, no, that's a bad Roscoe. I don't remember what song, but I know Game said it though. Like niggas don't go to that Roscoe slipping like that.
Nah, for sure. And it's kind of crazy because, you know, a lot of people may not be familiar. Those that don't grow up in these type of environments or seeing these certain situations, they don't really grow up kind of, you know, knowing what to do or how to maneuver and conduct themselves.
Exactly.
If you could be born in any type of another life other than what you was, right? Totally outside and different than what you experienced and seen, do you think you would have the same mindset of mentality of operating from a survival mindset that you have today?
So you say I wouldn't have came out in the hood, growed up in the hood?
Yeah, right. Would you feel like it'd be the same mentality?
Yeah, but guess what though? I would have wanted to interact with this lifestyle. Like you see folks who vlog, like you got folks, for instance, have people run their the old block. You got for a real go to them folks shit like it's a monument, man. Folks dying up there, but they want to see that life. You know what I'm saying? So folks want to see it, and I think I'd be one of them people who want to see what was going on with that life. That's just how it is. Like you gonna always want to see what the other culture listen like. That's why other cultures listen to other culture music. So yeah.
And after you jumping off the porch and getting active and seeing what the streets was like, what have you done different since you gained all of these experience and knowledge from what you went through?
I just deal with who really for me. Like, and I don't test everybody around me because greed, a lot of shit, like a lot of crosses and everything happened from day ones and people from the sandbox. So I've been burnt with all that. So anybody around me right now really means something. So that's how you have to do your circle for something happen too. And you gotta pray on your circle too. Like, man, don't let these folk cross me. Or if you round some people like, hey bro, I already see you finna do some bullshit, don't do it. You gotta stop niggas like, you ain't gotta do that, bro. Communication. You know what I'm saying? It sound crazy, but hey bro, you ain't gotta do that. Like, hey y'all, you ain't gotta do that. Just stop them in their track. Like, I already see you finna do some bullshit. You ain't gotta do it, bro. It ain't worth it. Nigga, what you think? It ain't worth it, bro. Just stay loyal, be real.
100%, 100%. And you coming from the type of environment that you came from, today as a grown man, have you changed your environment?
50-50. I changed up while I lay my head, but you know, I still have to, you know, it be crazy. Like, that's a lot of people, that's a lot of our problems, you know what I mean? But you know, I ain't just in too deep, but I still interact.
For sure, for sure. And when you say like, you still interact, what does that look like?
Like, you still can see me. You still can see me at the local mall or something. I ain't too far gone, you know what I'm saying? Because when you be too far gone, you can lose yourself too. I got a partner Richard here, don't know what's going on in the town, you know what I'm saying? But they from right here. It's a good thing too, but I always want to see what's going on, because I still got people here. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't do nothing to put them in jeopardy.
100%, 100%. And I know you say you've been burnt before, like, just as far as with people that you dealt with, like, how does those situations alter your interactions with others?
Yeah, because you can start from the sandbox with a motherfucker, and then you come up, then it'll bring greed to where they want to kill you or anything. So you know if a day one do that to you. But really, it go 50-50, because I got some people like water thick in the blood, like people I really love. Like, I ain't know years, and we got relationships. So it really be like, it's 50-50. I can't contradict myself. Like, it's all on the next person if they pure. Just being real. If they happy for you, they happy for you. They gonna show it behind your back. Anybody can tell you they love you in your face, but show it behind my back though. That's real loyalty.
Is there ever a particular relationship that you like ponder on a day that you wish could get right?
No, because I ain't one of them person who fuck up relationships. I don't burn bridges. Like, I'm righteous. Like, so to the motherfuckers who cross me, they see this, they'll know. Like, I don't know if they'll say they tripping or I'm tripping, but they know I ain't really crossed nobody though. You know what I'm saying? I always been the one getting crossed when it comes to day ones and sandboxes. So that's why I be like, hell, now I'm cool on meet anybody new, because I ain't got time for that.
For sure, 100%, 100%. And moving forward, what are you most proud about yourself that you made an adjustment or change to?
I got LLCs and assets now. I really got I got principles, you know what I'm saying? So I got something to lose finally. I got something to lose now. Like, I ain't really have nothing to lose. Like, that's why they say in the streets, like the feds and the niggas who ain't got nothing to lose, that's who you gotta watch out for. You know what I'm saying? So I got something to lose, so all my moves calculated now. So I'm proud of mine. When I look in the mirror, ain't no flaws on my name. Ain't no police, ain't no gay shit, ain't nothing against the gay, but they know what I'm saying. Like, ain't no flaws on my name. You know what I'm saying? I can look in the mirror. Like, my legacy, like, when my kids go somewhere, they ain't nobody saying, oh, your daddy was, nah, they ain't getting that. They getting good feedback. You know what I'm saying? So I can look in the mirror.
And speaking of you saying, you know, you got things to lose now. Let's talk about loss. How did death ever, if so, has any death or loss in your life, whether it been to, you know, violence or any type of, you know, relationship or person that you love, ever affected you?
Yeah, my little brother. Like, after I lost my little brother, it was like everything went numb. Like, I've been seeing stuff in the hood, but it made me numb to, I could tell people, like for instance, I see something happen and the other folk be weeping, I'd be like, it's gonna be all right. You gotta let them live through you right then. They be like, some folk be looking like I'm cold, but that's just how I am. Like, you gotta treat it like a dream. You know what I'm saying? So that's how my mama do it too. Like, so you have to treat some shit like a dream, suppressing it. That's what they call it. Like that's what I do. I suppress it really, like, till I'm psyched out.
And I know you mentioned your brother, but I also know how close you was with Trouble. How did, I mean, I don't even know how to put it in words. How did that?
That's my little brother. We talk every other day, literally. He the first, like, one of the first two niggas shouted me out in the rap industry before I even got out of chain gang. We did a lot of shit together. We really, like, growed up together. That's my little brother, like, you know what I'm saying? So that hit home, and we had got, like, super close. Like, I was trying to get him back rapping. Yeah, don't start rapping. He ain't really dropped no tapes in 19 or 18. So I was just finna get him out of retirement, you know what I'm saying? So it be a lot of shit behind the scenes. Everybody got their relationship with people different, you know what I'm saying? So we had a real relationship.
And then, you know, all the talks and Instagram, social media, just speculations on that situation, like on in his death, like what do you have to say just about how people say like the circumstance of how it happened and, you know, how he could have did this different, that different, etc.?
For one, I feel like wherever he was going, he was comfortable. For two, when it's your time, it's your time. For three, you can stop some shit. So that's why I say, like, he could have did something different. Like, he really could have did something different, being who my little partner is, but during the time of hours it was, he trusted her and he was moving crazy because, you know what I mean, probably drinking or something. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of shit, like, and he didn't die from no smoke in the inner city. He died on the outskirts. So it really, like, that's why you don't see a little partner going crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it really just, like, he died on some, like, some bullshit, really. It wasn't no street shit where they can get no get back type shit, you know what I'm saying? So R.I.P. Scoop.
For sure. I always ask this question, man, in closing. If it was one thing, if anything, that you would fix or alter about your life and what you've been through, what would it be?
Man, everything I went through, it made me who I am, sitting right here talking to you now, fool. So it's just like, that's my testimony. When you see me, I got a testimony, like, I ain't, like, it's stiff, but you can add me, I can give you some life shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't change, man, because everything I went through, like, my music tell who I am. So that's why I tell people listen to my music, because it's hidden messages. Like, whatever you're going through, you can find a song that fit what you're going through. I promise you can. So, like, my testimony to me, like, when I look in the mirror, my testimony, I don't regret nothing. I wouldn't change it. Probably a few things, but it ain't really that, because I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't change that.